What is up, party people? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. It is Aquarius season, my friends, and that means we're getting so much closer to the end of my Zodiac series. Aquarians are cool, they're dope as fuck. I don't have too many Aquarians like super close to me in my life, but I know a few. My stepdad's an Aquarius, my grandma, and I had childhood friends who were Aquarians too. I'm just gonna be honest, Aquarians are one of the signs for me that I don't really fully understand, along with like Pisces. They're just a little weird. Bear with me, this video might be a little bit shorter than the others, but that doesn't mean I love you any less, Aquarians. I do love you guys. So let's hop right into the video. Before we do that, I do have to get my little disclaimer. I am not a professional. I am not an astrologer. I do not know everything there is to know about zodiac signs or astrology or anything like that. These are just things I've learned throughout the years. I've been into Zodiac since I was a little girl, and I've read many things, observed people's personality traits, behaviors. So this is just generic information. Obviously, not everything I say is going to apply to you personally. You are made up of many different signs. You are not just an Aquarius if you were born during Aquarius season. If you want, you can check out the link in my description below where you can go and type in your information. All you need to know is your birthday, where you were born, and the time you were born. You type that in and you will get your birth chart, which is very in-depth detail about your personal zodiac signs, every sign that makes you you, and it will probably make a lot more sense to you than just watching this video. But yeah, let's get right into it. So in order to be an Aquarius, you have to be born between the dates of January 20th, 21st-ish, and February 19th. Dates vary sometimes from year to year, I believe, but usually those dates make up Aquarians. Some famous Aquarians that you may know are Michael Jordan, Oprah, Bob Marley, Harry Styles, XXXTentacion, rest in peace to him, Ed Sheeran, Ellen DeGeneres, Gabby Hanna, Justin Timberlake, The Weeknd, Shakira, Jennifer Aniston, Khalid, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, Gucci, J. Cole, Chris Rock, Kelly Rowland, and Alicia Keys. Those are just a few celebrity Aquarians. I don't know the plural of Aquarius. Is it Aquarians? I think it's Aquarians. Those are just a few. If you want to know more, Google it. Aquarians are air signs, just like Geminis and Libra. I do have a Gemini and Libra video on my channel. If you want to check those out, they'll be in the description below. Air signs are people that have a hard time fitting in, and their goal in life is to try to not. They want to be different. They don't like following the status quo. They like making their own rules and marching to the beat of their own drum. And I admire that a lot about air signs. Aquarians are fixed signs, which is kind of weird for an air sign to be a fixed sign. Fixed signs don't really like things to be changed. They're a little bit more stubborn and like to, like I said, march to the beat of their own drum, create their own path, don't like people telling them what to do. Just like every other human being in the world, we are made up of our strengths and our weaknesses, and Aquarians are no different. Aquarians are some of the nicest people I've ever met. They are very generous and love to give, love to make people happy, love to see their friends and family happy, and they'll do just about whatever it takes to do that. They can be very independent people from a young age as well. They like to make their money, and they just love to make the world a better place. That's usually what their goal is. Even in the smallest way, you'll see them being like nurses or doctors, something that just like every day in their job they are helping somebody. And they're also very loyal when they're in love, and in a relationship, Aquarians can be very loyal to their partners and friends. Some of their weaknesses are Aquarians do not know how to handle emotions. They can be very stubborn, very aloof and cold when it comes to romantic situationships. They can be very detached in that sense. They don't really know what to do with all those feelings a lot of the times. It's not to say that they don't want love and they don't know how to give love or receive it. They're just a little bit, what's the word? I don't know, I guess I'd say they're a little bit scared to like not have their freedom and have someone like controlling their lives, because like I said, they are not those kind of people. They want to do what they want to do, and they feel like sometimes relationships put restrictions on that, and so I feel like that kind of makes them run away. You never really know what you're gonna get with an Aquarius. One day they'll be this, the next day they'll be that. It's just how they are. That's how they operate. I don't really understand it. Maybe if you're an Aquarius, leave it in the comments below. Why are you guys so unpredictable? Why do you guys switch up so often? Let me know. But Aquarians are not all bad. They do love to have fun. Like I said, they love to be around people that they love, friends, family, having a good time. They love to make people laugh and make sure that others are having a good time as well. They like to help people, as I said before, and they like to have people around them that can listen to them, because they do like to talk. They can be a little selfish, I would say. They don't really give unless they kind of know that they're gonna get something out of it. Just what I've noticed in Aquarians. Not all Aquarians are like that, obviously, but I've noticed that sometimes they can be a little like that. Like Libras are as well. They can be a little bit like users, and want to make sure that they're getting in return what they're giving out. They like to have good conversations, all air signs. Sorry, my card died. I don't really know what I was talking about before, but we're just gonna move on to what Aquarians dislike. As I said before, they don't like limitations. They don't like being told what to do or restrictions on them, just like Scorpios and Geminis. They hate being bored. They always have to be on the go. I feel like all air signs are kind of like this. They always have to be doing something. They don't really like to just chill a lot of the times, unless they're chilling with friends, because they don't like to be alone. They like to have company as often as possible, be surrounding themselves with awesome people. They don't really like people who don't agree with their views on a lot of things, because they are so stubborn. They don't really like to change their minds when they've made up their mind about something. They're sticking to their guns, and if you don't agree with them, they might not keep you around. But they do kind of see the world for how it is. They are very deep thinkers and like to have deep intellectual conversations. They like to be as least judgmental and prejudiced as possible. Not saying that all are this way, because I have met some Aquarians that are not like this at all, but typically they tend to be like this. They're usually really shy and quiet at first, but once you get to know them, they are loud and energetic and crazy, and just a lot of fun to be around. They can be introverted and like to have their own space and their own time to like figure their shit out and be alone, but then they have to, like, you know, have their friend time and their group time and their fun time, which is a good balance, I'd say. Aquarians are ruled by the planet Uranus. Uranus is kind of like the visionary planet. It can also rule like shy people, like I said, timid. That causes Aquarians to be sort of visionaries. They always kind of think about the future, plan for the future. They can create things that no one has really ever thought about before, and they like to have like a 5 to 10 year plan. They can see where they're gonna be 5 to 10 years from now. Usually that's how Aquarians work, which is cool because a lot of signs don't have that. As I said earlier, Aquarians love conversation. They love to talk. So if you want to attract an Aquarius in love or in a relationship, you will definitely have to be someone who talks and who can have a real conversation, because if not, they will be bored and they'll be out of there. They don't like small talk. They like to talk about real shit and like pick your brain to know that you're not superficial and, you know, have some kind of something going on in there, you know. They just really love that. They love communication, love talking to people about the deeper things in life. You would have to be very loyal and committed to them, honest, as in all relationships, but Aquarians really look for this in a partner, and if you betray their trust, it's probably over for you. I don't know how forgiving Aquarians are. You tell me. I think they're pretty forgiving. I don't know about relationships. I've never been in a relationship with Aquarius before, so let me know in the comments below. Do you guys forgive easily, or are you the type to like hold a grudge and never ever talk to that person again? And obviously you cannot be possessive. They need their independence. just don't even try it because it's not gonna work. Aquarians are very sensitive, and I feel like that's why it takes them a while to open up in relationships, and they keep their emotions so guarded, which confuses a lot of people. But to them, that opening up and being so vulnerable is scary, and they don't do that freely. So take your time with an Aquarius, getting to know them, friends, or even relationships. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but they are a lot of fun once they open up, and great people to be around. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but I did say this earlier. They're not the types to give if they don't get. So if they feel like they're giving 100% in a relationship and you're only giving 50, it's not gonna work. In a friendship as well, family members, they don't do that. So definitely make sure you're giving your all so that they feel comfortable doing the same. Aquarians are very creative people, very eccentric people. So they'll do good in the arts field, acting, writing, producers, nurses, doctors, because they are very smart. They'll do good in the medical field as well. Philosophy, any kind of thing like that. Psychology would be great careers for Aquarians. They are also pretty good with their money. They can be kind of frugal. They usually always have money. I've noticed Aquarians always have like a lot of money, and they don't spend like crazy, but they do splurge from time to time. But they're also really good at like saving their money and planning for the future, like I said, and making sure that they're never broke, because Aquarians do not like to be broke. They love to have money in their pockets, and they like to spend it, but they're smart about it usually. They like to show people that they, you know, have money in a way, or like show off their outfits and their bodies. I mean, rightfully so. I'm not judging them for that, but typically Aquarians like to show off that side of them, show people like, I worked hard for this and look at it, you know, look at me. Aquarians are great partners to have. They're really great in bed. They love to be in long-term committed relationships. They love romance. So if you want to get with one, keep these things in mind. They're great friends to have. They'll make you laugh, no doubt. Make sure that you're a good communicator and love to have great conversation, because that'll guarantee to keep them around, and stay loyal, of course. That is all I have for Aquarians today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big fat thumbs up. Please, 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 that really helps me out. Of course, subscribe to my channel down below, and follow me on my social media, which you can find right here. Go ahead, follow me right now. If I left anything out, leave it in the comments below. I love when you guys comment. Let me know your sign, if you dated an Aquarius, if you are an Aquarius, how accurate you thought this video was. I love you guys so much. As always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time with another video. Peace.